Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for standing by for the first quarter 2025 earnings conference call for VNET Group, Inc. After the management's prepared remarks, there will be a question-and-answer session. Please note the Chinese line is in listen-only mode. If you wish to ask questions, please dial in through the English line. Participants from our management include Mr. Zhu Ma, Rotating President, Mr. Qiyu Wang, Chief Financial Officer, Ms. Jinwan Liu, Head of Investor Relations of the company. Please note that today's conference call is being recorded. I will now turn the call over to the first speaker today, Ms. Jinwan Liu. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Operator. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first quarter 2025 earnings conference call. Our earnings release was distributed earlier today, and you can find a copy on our website as well as on newswire services. Please note that today's call will contain forward-looking statements made under the safe harbor provisions of the U.S. Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995. Forward-looking statements are subject to risks and uncertainties that may cause actual results to differ materially from our current expectations. For detailed discussions of these risks and uncertainties, please refer to our latest annual report and other documents filed with the SEC. VNET does not undertake any obligations to update any forward-looking statements except as required under applicable laws. Please also know that VNET's earnings press release and this conference call include the disclosure of unaudited GAAP and non-GAAP financial measures. VNET's earnings press release contains reconciliation of the unaudited non-GAAP measures to the unaudited GAAP measures. A summary presentation, which we will refer to during this conference call, can be viewed and downloaded from our website at ir.vnet.com. Next, I'd like to alert you that we will be utilizing text-to-speech technology powered by Neuralink.ai to deliver this quarter's prepared remarks by Mr. Zhu Ma, our Rotating President, and Mr. Qiyu Wang, our CFO. The management team will join the Q&A session in person. Additionally, this conference is being recorded. A webcast of this conference call will also be available on our website at ir.vnet.com. Now let's get started with today's presentation. Mr. Ma, please go ahead.
Good morning and good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining our call today. I would like to begin by sharing our primary accomplishments during the first quarter of 2025. As we embarked on the new year's journey, we achieved a strong set of results that set a positive tone for the year ahead. On the operational side, our wholesale IDC business recorded another impressive performance, supported by our robust deliveries and our customers' fast-moving pace. As of March 31st, 2025, our wholesale capacity in service grew 18.1% quarter-over-quarter to 573 megawatts, an increase of 88 megawatts. Wholesale capacity utilized grew 23.9% quarter-over-quarter to 437 megawatts, a record high increase of 84 megawatts, while the utilization rate increased by 3.6 percentage points to 76.2%, indicating that newly delivered orders are being moved in faster than ever before. Meanwhile, our retail business continued to progress smoothly, benefiting from the rapid deployment of DeepSeek. Furthermore, propelled by our dual-core strategy, we consistently secured high-quality orders from customers across various industries. I will elaborate on this in detail on the next slide. On the financial side, we maintained our solid growth trajectory across both total net revenues and adjusted EBITDA. Our total net revenues increased by 18.3% year-over-year to RMB 2.25 billion for the first quarter. Notably, wholesale revenues reached a new record high of RMB 673 million for the quarter, representing an impressive year-over-year growth rate of 86.5%. Thanks to the rapid growth of our wholesale IDC business, Our adjusted EBITDA for the first quarter also increased by 26.4% year-over-year to RMB 682 million, with an adjusted EBITDA margin of 30.4%, up 1.9 percentage points year-over-year. Excluding the one-off impact of asset disposals last quarter, adjusted EBITDA increased by 18.1% quarter-over-quarter. We also further strengthened our financing capabilities, diversifying our channels at a relatively low cost. In March, we issued $430 million of convertible senior notes due in 2030 at an interest rate of 2.5% per annum. We also secured our first sustainability-linked loan of RMB 500 million with a 3.7% interest rate per annum. Furthermore, our all-in cost for one of our new loan projects reached a record low at 3.05%, 55 basis points lower than the 5-year LPR. Next, let's delve into our first quarter accomplishments in more detail. Moving on to our new order wins on slide 5, we continue to win quality wholesale and retail orders in the first quarter. In addition to the wholesale orders, we disclosed last quarter a 55 megawatt order from a leading cloud computing customer and a 64 megawatt order from an internet customer through our JV project. We won a 6 megawatt wholesale order from an intelligent driving customer for our data centers in the Greater Beijing area. Furthermore, breakthroughs by DeepSeek are propelling growing demand among customers for our retail IDC services to deploy intelligent applications. During the quarter, we secured a combined capacity of around 4 megawatts in retail orders from customers in the internet, finance, local services, intelligent driving, and gaming sectors. These orders span multiple retail data centers in Greater Beijing area, the Yangtze River Delta, the Greater Bay Area, and other regions. At the beginning of 2025, China's AI development entered an explosive new phase of growth driven by DeepSeek breakthrough technology. This created surging AI-related demand for premium IDC services, boosting the IDC industry's growth. As an industry-leading player known for our high-performance data centers and reliable premium services, we quickly seized growth opportunities, winning quality new orders and driving progress. Notably, fueled by the rising demand for private deployments triggered by DeepSeek, our retail IDC business's revenues from customer private deployments of open-source large language models increased by 309% in March compared to January. Looking ahead, we remain confident in the China market's growth potential. We believe that the increasing maturity of open-source model technology and the continuous expansion of intelligent application scenarios will continue to drive high demand for computing power and premium IDC services, further fueling our sustainable, high-quality growth. Now let's delve into our business updates. Starting with our wholesale business on slide 8, our wholesale business maintained its robust growth momentum, with capacity in service increasing to 573 megawatts and utilization rate rising to 76.2%. Thanks to our strong delivery capabilities at our NOR Campus 01 and EJS Campus 03, and faster than expected move-ins at our EJS Campus 02 and NHB Campus 01B. We also delivered a mature capacity utilization rate of 94.5%, a relatively high level, and a ramp-up capacity utilization rate of 32.1%. We have a clear growth path for our wholesale data center capacity. Let's move on to slide 9. Our overall wholesale data center capacity continued to grow. In the first quarter, our capacity under construction was 377 megawatts, with a pre-commitment rate for capacity under construction stable at 81.6% as of the end of March. Additionally, capacity held for short-term future development remained relatively steady at 256 megawatts. Capacity held for long-term future development further expanded to 414 megawatts, as we remain confident in China's market growth potential as AI spurs greater demand for premium IDC services. We will maintain our robust expansion plan to ensure we are well prepared for further business growth. Moving to our retail IDC business on slide 10, our retail business continued to progress smoothly in the first quarter. Retail capacity in service was 51,960 cabinets, with the utilization rate increasing slightly to 63.7% as of the end of March. MRR per retail cabinet increased to RMB 8,898 this quarter. Turning to our delivery plan on slide 11, supported by our robust and efficient delivery capabilities, we successfully delivered a total of 88 megawatts in the first quarter. We currently have 8 data centers under construction, with 6 in the Greater Beijing area and 2 in the Yangtze River Delta. We plan to deliver 377 megawatts of capacity over the next 12 months, or around 165 megawatts during the second and third quarters of 2025, and around 212 megawatts during the fourth quarter of 2025 and the first quarter of 2026. This ambitious delivery plan reflects strong demand from our customers and our outstanding delivery capabilities. Now turning to our non-IDC business, a key component of our overall business, DECN continued to expand its customer base by acquiring new customers from several state-owned enterprises, as well as the financial services and home appliances sectors for their premium dedicated internet services and internet connection services. What's more, I am pleased to share that DECN recently received approval as a zero-outage supplier for a 5th consecutive year from T-Systems, which is part of Deutsche Telekom, in recognition of DECN's reliable, outstanding services. In conclusion, thanks to the strong execution of our effective dual-core strategy, we delivered robust first quarter results, propelling progress across both our wholesale and retail businesses. Going forward, we will continue leveraging our high-performance data center network, reliable solutions, and outstanding delivery capabilities to meet our customers' growing demand, driving growth and advancing the development of China's digital economy. Now I will turn the call over to our CFO, Qi Yu, for further discussion of our operating and financial performance. Thank you, everyone.
Good morning and good evening, everyone. Before we start the detailed discussion of our first quarter performance, please note that, unless otherwise stated, all the financials we present today are for the first quarter of 2025 and are in renminbi terms. Furthermore, unless otherwise specified, all the growth rates I am reviewing are on a year-over-year basis. Let's turn to slide 13. In the first quarter, we continued to pursue high-quality, high-margin business. Our total net revenues increased by 18.3% to RMB 2.25 billion, mainly driven by rapid growth of wholesale business. Our adjusted cash gross profit rose by 26.4% to RMB 967.8 million, while our adjusted EBITDA also grew year-over-year by 26.4% to RMB 682.4 million. Meanwhile, excluding the one-off impact of asset disposals last quarter, our adjusted cash gross profit and adjusted EBITDA increased by 11.5% and 18.1% respectively quarter-over-quarter. Let's look more closely at our top line. As you can see on slide 14, in the first quarter, wholesale revenues, our key revenue growth driver, increased significantly by 86.5% to RMB 673.2 million, mainly attributable to sales at the EJS Campus 02 and NHB Campus 01B. Also, excluding the one-off impact of asset disposals last quarter, wholesale revenues increased by 14.1% quarter-over-quarter. Retail revenues continued to account for the largest part of our total net revenues and increased by 4.8% to RMB 968.3 million. Our non-IDC business remained stable. During the first quarter, we maintained solid margins thanks to our continuous efforts to enhance overall efficiency. As shown on slide 15, our adjusted cash gross margins improved to 43.1% from 40.3% in the same period last year. Our adjusted EBITDA margin rose to 30.4%, compared with 28.4% in the same period last year. Moving on to liquidity on slide 16, we maintain robust and healthy liquidity, bolstered by net operating cash inflow of RMB 195.7 million during the first quarter. Our cash positions remain solid, with total cash and cash equivalents, restricted cash and short-term investments reaching RMB 5.79 billion as of March 31, 2025. Next, let's take a look at our debt structure on slide 17. We maintained our prudent approach to debt management, with our net debt to the trailing 12 months adjusted EBITDA ratio at 5 and total debt to the trailing 12 months adjusted EBITDA ratio at 6.5, both remaining at a healthy level. Our trailing 12 months adjusted EBITDA to interest coverage ratio improved to 7.5 as of March 31, 2025. We prioritize long-term debt maturity planning in our debt and strategic management to ensure the security of debt repayment. Additionally, the company's short and medium-term debt maturing in 2025 to 2027 comprises 45.6% of our total debt. Turning now to CAPEX spending. As you can see on slide 18, for the first quarter, our CAPEX was RMB 1.82 billion, with the majority allocated to the expansion of our wholesale IDC business. As disclosed last quarter, we expect our CAPEX for full year 2025 to be in the range of RMB 10 billion and RMB 12 billion. The increase is mainly to support our planned delivery of 400 to 450 megawatts in 2025, or approximately 3 times 2024's total deliveries and surpassing our total deliveries in the past 3 years combined. Now moving to our full year guidance for 2025 on slide 19. We are reiterating our previous guidance for the full year of 2025, with anticipated total net revenues to be between RMB 9.1 billion to RMB 9.3 billion, representing year-over-year growth of 10% to 13%. Adjusted EBITDA is expected to be in the range of RMB 2.7 billion to RMB 2.76 billion, representing year-over-year growth of 15% to 18%. Based on our new orders and the delivery plan, our capital expenditure for 2025 is still expected to be in the range of RMB 10 billion to RMB 12 billion, representing year-over-year growth of 101% to 141%. Before I conclude, I'd like to briefly update you on our ESG initiatives. In April, we issued our 5th annual ESG report, detailing the company's 2024 endeavors and progress in sustainability, including our verified carbon inventory results. During 2024, we upgraded our SHIELD sustainability system to broaden stakeholder coverage and amplified our impact. We achieved encouraging progress across green power engagement, efficient energy consumption, and employee diversity and equality. Notably, our total energy usage from renewable sources reached about 360,880 megawatt-hour during the year, marking a 5-fold increase year-over-year and accounting for 18% of total resources utilized by VNET. Also, our average annual power usage efficiency reached 1.27, and the percentage of female employees in our management positions increased to 33%. These efforts continued to garner recognition from top ESG rating authorities. This year, we ranked first among Chinese enterprises in the IT services industry in the China edition of the S&P Global Sustainability Yearbook for the 3rd consecutive year and won the 2025 Top 1% and Industry Mover Awards. Moving forward, we will remain committed to integrating ESG best practices across our business, facilitating the development of China's green digital economy. In summary, we got off to a strong start for 2025, highlighted by robust business growth and enhanced profitability. We will remain dedicated to our sustainable, high-quality growth strategy and continue to invest in future development, capturing market opportunities and creating sustainable long-term value for our stakeholders. This concludes our prepared remarks for today. We are now ready to take questions.
Thank you. We will now begin the question and answer session. If you wish to ask a question, please press star 1 on your telephone and wait for your name to be announced. If you wish to cancel your request, please press star 2. If you're on a speakerphone, please pick up the handset to ask your question. We will now pause a moment to allow to order our queue. Your first question comes from Tom Tang from Morgan Stanley. Please go ahead.
Okay, thanks management for the opportunity to ask questions and congratulations on a very robust result for the first quarter. So I have one question on the demand side. So we know that H20 has been banned by the United States. So just want to have an update on the customer demand and all the procurement processes after the chip has been banned. Just wondering if there's any changes and if we have any outlooks in the future. Thank you.
接受我的提问，首先恭喜公司在第一季度取得了强劲的业绩。我这边的问题是关于大客户的一些需求。我们知道 H20 NVIDIA 的这个 GPU 芯片是被禁的一个状态。我想问一下，在这样的一个情况下，我们一些大客户的一些订单的采购的情况是什么样，以及对于未来的这种招标节奏有什么样的展望？谢谢。
好，谢谢您，谢谢您的问题。就像您谈到的，我来回答您这个问题。就像您谈到的，在第一个季度呢，涉及到这个芯片这个算力的卡的是出现了一些这个禁售的一些情况，这样呢非常短暂的对我们的大客户的需求呢带来了非常短暂的这么一点影响。但是我们的大客户呢非常快速的适应了这种情况，目前看呢他们在手的订单呢已经足够支持我们今年和明年上半年的交付。
Thank you for your question. Let me take your very first question. Yes, as we are aware that the H20 chip embargo was in place starting from this year, and because of that, it has caused a short-term impact on our clients' demand, particularly for those hyperscalers. However, there was a quick adjustment. Now everything is back on track. So our current order on hand is sufficient to fill all the capacities to be delivered this year, as well as the first half of next year.
所以经过这个非常短暂的这个调整呢，这个大客户的需求呢现在趋于平稳。同时呢，从这个招标的节奏来看，目前已经恢复到常态。有客户对我们的要求呢，还会要求我们的交付呢，还会要比原计划呢要进行一定的提拉。所以从目前来看，展望未来的话呢，我们判断呢，随着大模型卡和这个大模型的大规模的数据中心这个的供给，那么我们判断呢，这种需求呢还会持续的增长。
Like I said, the hyperscalers quickly adjusted their demand after the short-lived impact because of the chip embargo. Now everything is back on track, and we expect that there is going to be sustained demand from these hyperscalers, and they are also asking us to scale up the capacity to be delivered to them. We expect that there is going to be still a lot of demand for GPUs used for large language model training, as well as scaled up data centers. So therefore, there's going to be continued and sustained demand from these hyperscalers. Thank you.
Next question, please.
Thank you. As a reminder, for the benefit of all participants on today's call, please ask your question to management in English and then repeat in Chinese. Your next question comes from Edison Lee from Jefferies. Please go ahead.
Hi, thank you for taking my questions. I have two quick questions. Number one is on your retail demand. I think that right now you disclosed that 4 megawatt of new retail contracts. I want to know if these are AI-driven applications and whether you are charging based on power rather than cabinets. And number two question is that your MRR has gone up materially in the first quarter of this year, and maybe you can share some colors on the drivers behind that increase in MRR. 我有两个简单的问题都是关于零售的。第一个就是你们现在披露了第一季度赢了这个4个兆瓦的一个零售的订单，其实你们现在这些订单是不是都是 AI 应用为主？然后你们以兆瓦单位来披露，是不是代表你们现在也是根据电力来这个收费，不是根据机柜来收费？ 然后第二个问题也是相关的，你们的 MRR 在第一季度其实提升了不小，其实背后的这个驱动因素是什么？
问题，就像您已经观察到的，在这个2025年的 Q1，我们在零售侧呢，获得了4兆瓦左右的一个新的订单。那么这些订单来讲，确确实实就像您的分析一样，这里面的绝大部分都是由于 AI 驱动带来的订单。这里面包括了这个互联网的公司、金融的金融科技的公司，以及泛互联网生活、本地生活，包括智能驾驶，这些都是呢由 AI 带来的新的订单。这里面只有少量的一点呢是由云游戏的企业来贡献的。所以就像您的观察一样，几乎可以说是绝大部分都是由 AI 驱动得到的。
Thank you for question. As you rightly mentioned that we did win a 4 megawatt order for our retail IDC business in the first quarter, and as you correctly mentioned that most of the demand are from AI driven, and that covers the demand for fintech, local services, internet companies, as well as intelligent driving. So these are all AI-driven demand for these retail IDC services, and very little of that demand is for cloud-based gaming.
我来回答一下这个零售的 MR 上升的原因，就像刚才马总说的，就是因为我们近期的订单基本都是由 AI 驱动的，而这些 AI 的订单都需要高电的机柜，那公司呢也持续的对零售数据中心高电进行改造，所以自然呢项目的这个 MR 也就会有所上升。
And this is Ju. I would like just to make a quick add to what Mr. Ma has mentioned that on the drivers behind the MMR. Most of the recent orders that we win for the retail IDC business is indeed from AI driven, and that require high voltage cabinets. Therefore, the company has been continuously repurposing some of the cabinets to accommodate such needs. And for that, we do charge a higher price, so the bill is higher. So that explains the upgrowing MMR. Thank you.
Next question, please.
Your next question comes from Daly Lee from Bank of America Securities. Please go ahead.
Hi, thanks management for taking my question. Firstly, congrats on the strong 1Q results. I have two questions here. Number one is regarding our gross profit margin in 1Q. We see a strong quarter-on-quarter improvement, and could the management give some color what's key drivers for the gross profit margin improvement, and what should be our future target or normalized or gross profit margin? And the second question is about our rates progress. If you look at our peer company, they also submit the application, and how do we see our rates plan for private rates or public rates in second half this year? 我来翻译一下。首先感谢接受我提问。第一个问题是关于咱们公司这个毛利率情况，一季度的话看到一个环比上一个比较明显的一个改善，想问一下管理层可以分享一下背后的原因，以及未来我们这个稳态下的毛利率会到一个什么水平？第二个问题是关于我们的一个 rates 的一个进展。我们看友商也提交了一些申请，想问一下咱们公司在未来这个私募 REITs 还有公募 REITs 未来的一个计划，对这个项目的体量包括一个时间表上。好，谢谢。
这两个问题都是我来回答一下啊。毛利率提升呢，主要是两个原因。第一个，公司的这个基地型的业务，现在占比越来越高。那基地型的业务本身毛利率就比城市型的业务要高一些，所以逐步的会推升整个集团的毛利。第二个就是我们城市型的业务本身的毛利率也在提高，核心也是我们持续的在通过这些高电的改造来提升我们一些更高质量的收入。那之前一些相对这个毛利率比较低的这个收入呢，我们就把相应的这些空间呢就让给这些高电，所以整体上呢公司的毛利率我们依据会有一个持续的提升。
This is Chu Yuan. I will take your questions. First, on the drivers of the improved gross profit margin. Reason number one, the share or proportion of our wholesale IDC service is gradually improving. This is a business that has a higher gross profit margin. Therefore, overall, it is contributing to a higher gross profit margin on a corporate level. Reason number two, we are repurposing some of the cabinets to accommodate the demand for retail IDC services, and because that brings a higher MMR, and with that going in progress, we are automatically closing or gradually phasing out some of those low margin services. So these two reasons combined have pushed up the overall gross profit margin, and we expected that to continue in the future.
REIT 的情况，正如你说的，今年是中国REIT 的关键的一年。那2个友商的公募 REITs 我们看到也都进展很顺利，我们也看到其中一些数据估值也是比较理想。那我们的公募 REITs 也在积极推进中，那希望下半年能有一些好消息。私募 REITs 这边呢，目前无论是估值还是项目的推进速度也都比较理想。那我们的私募 REITs 也获得了交易所的正式审批，应该很快就能有结果。
As you rightly mentioned that this year marks a critical year for the Chinese REITs sector, and the two peers in the IDC business have also seen fairly smooth progress in terms of their public REITs. And as we see it, the valuation of these REITs is reasonable, and our public REITs project is also progressing well. As the current situation stands, the current valuation of these private REITs is reasonable, and it is progressing as we have expected. As you have noticed that our private REITs project has been formally accepted and approved by the Shanghai Stock Exchange. So hopefully we will hear some good results in the second half of the year.
我们正在积极的推进就各类 REITs， 包括之前我们也成功做了 Pre-REITs 的项目。我们今年计划在 REITs 方面要净回款20个亿人民币，这个目标是没有变化的，我们有信心能完成。
With our successful pre-REITs project, we are actively advancing all types of asset securitization projects, and we will maintain our annual target of recovering 2 billion RMB target unchanged, and we are confident in achieving that goal for this year. Thank you.
Next question, please.
Thank you. Your next question comes from Louis Tsang from Citi. Please go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, management, for taking my question. Congratulations on the strong results. So I have two quick questions. So first of all, wondering if we have any plans for the A-share IPO in Hong Kong, and then if you do, wondering if we can share more details. That's my first question. And then my second question is about the electricity tariff, because we spoke that there is some downswing for some electricity tariff. So wondering if you see there's any positive impact to the EBITDA margin ahead, or there's no impact. 就谢谢管理层就是给我提问的机会了。我这边也恭喜，就是说公司有很好的业绩。那我这边有2个小的问题。第一个问题就想请问一下，就是公司有没有就是说更多关于可能我们来香港上市的计划？可以分享一下吗？第二个就是关于电费的，因为现在我看好像有些省份的那个电费有些下行的迹象，就想问一下，就是这个在未来会不会对我们的那个 EBITDA margin 可能有一些正面的影响，或者是其实我们现在还没有看到这方面的有什么的影响呢？谢谢。
好，我来回答一下问题啊。那第一个关于港股上市，那确实是。现在就香港也明确的欢迎这个我们这些美股上市公司回港股上市，我们也跟这个港交所进行了非常深入的沟通，然后而且进行了一些正式的书面的沟通，正在有序推进吧，但目前还没有时间表可以说。
Thank you for your question. Yes, we looking at the potential Hong Kong listing. We know that the Hong Kong Stock Exchange extends its hands wide open to welcome those U.S. listed companies to do dual listing in Hong Kong, and we have held in-depth conversation with the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, and we have also had formal engagement in written form. It's progressing. However, at this moment, I cannot give you a specific timeline on that.
关于电费呢，其实目前我们没有看到电费我们这个各个数据中心电费有明显下降的趋势，整体电费还是一个比较平稳的状态，所以这块应该没有太大的变化。
With regard to your question on the electricity bills, we at the moment do not see a declining trend for the utility bills across our IDCs. It's fairly stable, so no change whatsoever on that front. Thank you.
Next question, please.
Thank you. Your next question comes from Sarah Wang from UBS. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity to ask a question, and congratulations on a solid result. I only have one question on the wholesale business. So I noticed that our delivery plan is actually rolling forward by a quarter to cover the first quarter of next year. So does that mean we also have visibility of utilization ramp up into next year? In other words, given our solid delivery plan, how shall we think about utilization rate for the next 3 to 4 quarters? 感谢管理层，也恭喜取得了非常强劲的业绩。我有一个关于批发型业务的一个问题可以看到我们的一个交付计划其实比起上一个季度往前滚动了3个月，也就是说有覆盖到26年1季度的一个交付计划。想请问一下，是否我们的这个对于客户的上架的一个可见度也可以是往前滚动的一个状态，或者用另外一句话说是，如果基于我们接下来一个非常这个积极的交付计划，我们该怎么看待接下来几个季度的上架率的一个趋势？谢谢。
的问题，就像您分析和看到的一样，在今年的这个第1季度呢，客户对我们的要求以及上架的要求呢，确实是非常高。我们也依托于自己的这个交付能力呢，比较完美的完成了客户的要求和交付的任务。那么在第1个季度呢，这个我们的交付呢，从披露当中来看呢，我们也创了历史的新高。
Thank you. I'll take your question. As you really mentioned and have observed from our financials that our clients do have a lot of demand for the capacity, and to accommodate their capacity need, we have actually responded actively and delivered the capacity needed, and they have been moving in fairly quickly. And actually, we have just hit a record high in terms of the capacity that's utilized that we just added for the past quarter.
所以从目前我们跟客户的沟通以及客户手中订单的确定性来看，我们预计呢，在25年的后3个季度以及在26年的第1个季度，这一次我们是按照这个4个季度呢，也在进行了一个预期。我们相信呢，这4个季度呢，会保持一个持续会保持一个非常好的一个上架的节奏。
And according to the communications with these clients, as well as assessing their willingness and also how firm they are about moving in scheduling, so we are confident that for the upcoming 3 quarters plus another quarter next year, we are going to see very pleasant move-in rhythm from these clients.
好的，谢谢。
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our conference for today. Thank you for participating. You may now disconnect your line.